Hello Aquarius, we're going to be looking at what you can expect in love for 2022. This is a bonus reading and they were meant to be short, but so far if Gemini or Libra is any indication, these aren't going to be really that short, and that's possibly because we're covering a lot of things. We're going to be looking at what's coming your way in love, what's the overall energy for you in love, who will you be dealing with, and we're also going to look at some advice for you on how you can approach love in 2022. So let's jump right in. As always, Aquarius, these energies or readings are general, so they will not resonate with everyone 100% all the time. You can check out your other placements as well for these particular readings, especially your moon, your rising sign, any other sign of significance for you in your birth chart, because sometimes those can resonate more for you. All of the playlists for each sign are in the listed in the description box. I have not been able to get my words out today, so bear with me. I don't know what's going on. It's like my brain and my mouth are just not connecting. Okay, so let's see. For Aquarius, spirits, angels, guides, what guidance, messages, insight do you have for Aquarius regarding love for the year 2022? What can Aquarius expect in love for 2022? What are the energies for love for Aquarius in 2022? Express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. Okay, what else for Aquarius? What else? Release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. Bottom of the deck, getting to know each other. Okay, so some of you could be needing to release an old attachment or an attachment that you may have to your past. However, with getting to know each other at the bottom of the deck, you might be inviting something else in. Express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. So this could be you expressing your feelings towards someone, or someone expressing their feelings towards you. Maybe this is why something has started. Others of you, I'm getting that you might be having a conversation that leads to a separation. What are the energies for Aquarius in love 2022? What can Aquarius expect in love in the year 2022? Closed off. Okay. Guarded, defensive, resistant. Being closed off may blind you to the truth and block new opportunities. What else? Hidden motives. Okay. Deception, secrets, avoidance. Okay, so these two together, I'm getting secrets. I'm getting blocked energy, blocked communication perhaps. Someone not opening up, being closed off, and hiding how they truly feel here. Moving forward and victory lap. Yeah, I feel like some of you, I got the same vibe when I saw some cards for Libra, because and the message kept repeating. We'll see if that happens for you as well, but I'm getting that you're going to be releasing something, moving forward. This could also be the person that you are dealing with doing all of this, but bottom of the deck I have unhealthy attachment. So yeah, there's definitely an some sort of energy here about something that needs to be released, something that needs to be let go of. This could be an unhealthy relationship dynamic. This could be an unhealthy attachment from the past, in the present. This could be an unhealthy way of thinking as well. So let's see. Messages, please, guidance for Aquarius regarding love. What can Aquarius expect, Spirit, regarding love in the year 2022? There you are, Aquarius, the star. What can Aquarius expect when it comes to love in the year 2022? What can Aquarius expect when it comes to love in the year 2022? Okay, the Empress reverse. Okay, Six of Pentacles reverse. Yeah, wherever you were, Aquarius, or maybe at the beginning of the year as well, towards the beginning of the year 2022. I feel like you are in a situation where you have not gotten what you deserved. You have not been treated the way you deserved. Maybe you've given more to something than another person. You're willing to put in 100% and someone else is not even meeting you halfway. Ace of Wands and the Moon reverse. Exactly. Pisces energy here with the Moon reverse. There's going to be something that I feel with this express your love, with hidden motives here, and the Moon reverse. It's like there's something that comes out. Something that was once hidden is now seen clearly. An illusion is seen for what it was. Something is turned on its head. And, you know, this could be a revelation of sorts. And apparently it's coming with a new beginning with the Ace of Wands. What else? What else for Aquarius? What can they expect in love in the year 2022? The Magician reverse and the Nine of Pentacles reverse. We'll have to see what that's about. Because the Nine of Pentacles reverse is making me think of an attachment. And yep, look what's at the bottom of the deck. The Devil. Capricorn energy. The Nine of Pentacles reverse is typically a card about being attached or dependent on someone else. Instead of being independent, secure, and successful on your own, the Nine of Pentacles reverse is almost like someone who cannot do something on their own or is not truly alone. They're not truly independent. They're not truly free. I don't know what you're dealing with, but it has come up already a couple times. Let's get the clarifiers out here. What does Aquarius need to know for love in the year 2022? Get some clarity, please. Some insight on these energies for Aquarius. For Aquarius. What do we need to know? And I don't think it's this release your ex does not have to necessarily be an ex of yours. Five of Wands wanted to come out. It could be something from your past, the past connection, a past attachment, a thread, a cord, right? That still connects you to the past, or energetically connects you to the past, energetically links you to the past, you know? So let's see what's going on here. Why is the Empress reversed with the Six of Pentacles reverse? What's this about? Why is the Empress reversed and the Six of Pentacles reversed? What's this about? Death. Scorpio energy. I feel like this is going to be another Libra reading. I just did Libra, I think it was 2 days ago. And I did their 2022 outlook, and it was very similar. Yep, Death and the High Priestess. And then bottom of the deck here, or actually, I don't think this is the bottom of the deck. I think this just fell with all of these. We have the Queen of Swords with Judgment at the bottom of the deck. Clarity, truth. If anybody is seeing things for what they are, is the Queen of Swords. Nothing gets past them. Absolutely nothing. They're on their guard at all times, super hyper aware, and they're only focused and they only care about the truth. They don't care about dressing up the truth. They don't care about rose-colored glasses. They don't wear rose-colored glasses or any of that. This is clear awakening here. Judgment and the Queen of Swords. And typically Judgment with the Queen of Swords makes me think of someone who's making, of the final decision, ultimatum time. That's these two energies. And the World is after this. Judgment and then the World. 20 and 21. Ace of Wands is here. Death is here. The World, you know, cycles. I keep getting this theme of cycles in these readings. I use different decks. I shuffle all the time. I cleanse my decks and it just keeps coming up. Death and the High Priestess. Whatever is hidden, whatever is secret, it's going to bring about an ending here. This could just be that for some of you, someone could be hiding something from you literally. But this could also be that some of you might have been keeping the truth from yourself, or keeping the truth hidden from yourself, if that makes sense. Like an illusion that you protected. But the Queen of Swords and Judgment are here to tell you that that's going to end. That's going to stop. That's not going to be your future. Could be dealing with a Scorpio, a Pisces. Pisces is very strong here on the board, but personally, I think this is just death is signifying an ending. Moving forward is here. Ace of Wands is here. This is making sense so far. Tell me about the Queen of Swords and the High Priestess. I'm just curious what this could be about. Why is the High Priestess here with the Queen of Swords for Aquarius? Why is the High Priestess here with the Queen of Swords? Yeah, Five of Swords. Something isn't right. Five of Wands came out on the deck while I was shuffling. Five of Swords is here. This is someone, especially with the High Priestess, this is someone that is being deceptive, not playing fair. And you've had some readings about that, about, you know, people not treating you right, people mistreating you, lying to you, deceiving you, taking advantage of you. I think you're going to see this clearly. If this happened in the past, you're going to see something, you're going to realize something about this. If someone's trying to put the wool over your eyes, you're not going to be played. It's impossible. The Queen of Swords, there is no playing the Queen of Swords. That does not happen. It doesn't happen. Tell me about the Ace of Wands and the Moon reverse. Tell me about the Ace of Wands and the Moon reverse. What do we need to know about the Ace of Wands and the Moon reverse? Wow, the Fool. Brand new beginning, brand new start. Definitely moving forward. A risk, a leap of faith, starting over. A fresh start. Tell me about the Ace of Wands and the Moon reverse. Tell me about the Ace of Wands and the Moon reverse. What can you tell us? Wow, Judgment. Yeah. This is all connected, Aquarius. I mean, one thing leads to another. Literally, the Judgment card leads to the World, leads to the Fool. Judgment is, there's a horn, a trumpet that this angel is blowing, and it's waking everybody up from the dead. That's literally what this card is about. So Judgment is an awakening that changes your whole perspective. You are literally forced awake. And once you're awake, you have all this knowledge that you didn't have before. You look at the past differently. You look at your mistakes differently. You look at where you've been, and now you know where you can go next. You're ready to put it all to bed. The Magician at the bottom of the deck. I think you're headed somewhere completely new when it comes to love, relationships, etc. Tell me more about the Fool. Tell me more about the Fool. What do we need to know about the Fool? Two of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. So I think you're going to be probably very wary, unsure. I think some of you are probably going to be a bit blocked, you know, and that's why the message is coming in about this attachment. That's why the message is coming in about death and a new beginning. Whatever happened to you, I feel like it was very difficult. It probably shattered the way that your confidence, perhaps, your security, what you once knew, right? And it's going to be very difficult for you to trust someone again, I feel. That's the type of thing that happened. But you need to do it. This needs to be left behind. Six of Swords, Seven of Swords says you need to leave all of this in the past where it belongs. You know, and be careful that you don't wrap yourself in another illusion, or that you don't wrap yourself in another situation, or put yourself in another situation where reality is not do not put yourself in a situation where you could be confused again. You know, I feel like the reason why there's this theme about being free of an attachment and going into a new beginning where you are independent and free is that you probably need to see things differently on your own. And I don't know, it's almost like there's there's like an influence around you. I'm picturing an umbrella, but it's an umbrella that is hanging over so much you can't see where you're going. When you turn around with the umbrella, you can't see who's behind you, who's next to you. You can't see anything. It's protecting you from the rain, but you cannot move. I hope this makes sense, because it's really hard to explain these messages in a way that makes sense. You know, I could just tell you how I feel, but I'm a very visual person, so I'm hoping that helps you. You know, sometimes we try to protect ourselves, or you know, or we try to guard ourselves, right? But I think when we do that, sometimes we have to be careful, because we could be going in the wrong direction and not even know it. And in our mind, we are perfectly safe, but that is probably an illusion, because we're not headed where we're supposed to be headed. I hope that makes sense. Let me move on, because otherwise I feel like I might confuse people. Tell me about even more. Tell me about the Magician reverse and the Nine of Pentacles reverse. Now the Queen of Pentacles is here. Really quickly, I just want to mention her, because I think that this is who you are. I think you are probably doing very well financially, or in terms of stability and security, or this is very important to you. I feel like this is a Queen of Pentacles stepping into the Fool and Judgment. Someone very practical, someone that has business savvy, someone that has is very dependable, loyal, someone that you can rely on. I feel like you're on solid ground, or this is where you're headed. But first, you got to, you know, be unblocked here. What's this? Yeah, Eight of Swords and the Five of Cups. Exactly what we've been talking about. There's some sort of past attachment or past situation that still has a hold on you mentally, emotionally. Okay, let me move on. Tell me about the Magician reverse and the Nine of Pentacles reverse. Tell me about the Magician reverse and the Nine of Pentacles reverse. Five of Wands shows up again. So there could be some sort of conflict that okay, so the message I'm getting is they interrupt your focus, distracts you. This is going to be a distraction. Yep. I feel like you're going to be probably so emotionally spent or emotionally checked out due to this distraction, due to these influences. I feel like it's going to just slow you down. I think it's going to slow you down, because I think it's hard to be free for you. Hard to be free of this way of thinking, hard to be free of this attachment, hard to be free, you know, etc. etc. Fill in the blank. The Hierophant is here, Taurus energy, and the Lovers at the bottom of the deck, Gemini energy, and then there's the Nine of Pentacles and the Three of Swords. Yeah, this is what you need to, it's like there's some sort of partnership or an idea that you have regarding a partner, that maybe you thought someone was your soulmate. I don't know, but it's like you have to be free of this. After that, we have the Six of Cups. Yeah, same message. Same message. Tell me about the Hierophant. Some of you could be in a long-term commitment here. If you're not in a long-term commitment, the Hierophant can symbolize wanting to appear like you're doing the right thing, following the status quo, conforming to traditional values, to what's traditionally expected. Wow, Temperance, Sagittarius energy. I feel like Spirit wants you to find your balance. I don't know what this... Yeah, the Empress, like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Look at all this major arcana here that just came out. The Hierophant, the Temperance card, and the Empress. Well, the Empress, I feel, is a symbol for where you could be when you step into this cycle, because that's this victory lap here. Abundance, growth, manifestation, expansion, beauty. The Empress is kind of like the Nine of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. They have what it takes on their own to get things done. They have the resources in their disposal. The Empress, she has a lot of value, a lot of worth. What she touches turns into gold. But I feel like there's some time that needs to have the patience, a blending, harmonizing, a balancing that needs to happen here before you get to this level. Temperance is about blending two very different things together with moderation, with patience, until you reach a perfect balance, perfect harmony. I feel like you're a work in progress. You know, it's going to take a little bit of time. We have the Three of Wands and the Eight of Cups, and then there you are, the Star. So I feel like this is you following something, you know, on a road to healing, or a road to having hope again, faith again. But it's almost like you're waiting for something, or maybe you are, I don't know, taking your time figuring this out. And maybe you need that time, Aquarius. You know, don't let me hold you. Don't think that, you know, there's a perfect time for all of this to happen. But I feel like Spirit is trying to warn you ahead of time, because of what's coming. And in 2022, it's almost like they want you to start thinking about this. They want you to start thinking about independence and freedom. There's a thread here about independence and freedom. And I feel like you're not, it's almost like it's going to be a process. Like you're not there yet. Like there's a process that you're going to take. And if this isn't resonating for you, if this isn't you, this could be the person that you are dealing with or will be dealing with. Speaking of, let's ask some questions about them. What do we need to know about the person that could be coming in to Aquarius's life in 2022? What do we need to know about the person they are, will, or have been dealing with, and how it relates to 2022? What do we need to know about this other person? What do we need to know about this other person? Oh my God. What do we need to know about this other person? The Devil shows up again. What do we need to know about this other person? Oh my God, Aquarius. I could not make this up if I tried. We have the Devil and the Chariot. I feel like I don't even need to clarify these messages. I don't need to tell you anything here. You can see it yourself. It's right there. The Devil and the Chariot. Moving away from this. Unfortunately, I feel the person you're thinking about or dealing with is someone that you need to move away from, I feel. And they have the Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck. What do we need to know about this person? What do we need to know about this person? And it could very well be that this person is a perfectly fine person. But not everyone is right for us. This could also be a way of thinking. This could be an energetic tie, you know, that you need to move away from. What do we need to know about this other person? Hummingbird. Okay, coming back to the source. Lots of energy. Hummingbird is always moving. The elk and the owl. Oh, the owl. Beautiful. So the owl is a very spiritual card, and it usually, the owl signifies that there's something on its way to you, a spiritual gift on its way to you. The elk is kind of like the King of Pentacles, and you know what I'm getting? I'm getting spiritual energy. I'm getting spiritual energy, like Spirit is bringing you something. Tell me about the owl, Spirit. Tell me about the owl. Why is the owl here? Six of Cups. Why is the owl here? What can you tell me about the owl? Seven of Cups. Ooh, okay. Spirit wants you to think about something, evaluate something. Tell me more. Queen of Cups. Intuitively. Ten of Swords. One more. I'm going to wrap it up. Yeah, Spirit wants you to start thinking about this. Spirit might be speaking to your intuition. Yeah, and giving you clarity. King of Swords. Okay. All right, so let's ask Spirit for what approach you need to have towards love in 2022. Spirit, what does Aquarius need to know regarding their approach to love in 2022? What should be their approach to love in 2022? What should be their approach to love in the year 2022? What should be their approach to love in the year 20? We have Thinker and Time to Go. You're headed in a new direction. And I feel like Spirit wants you to start thinking about this. Look at this, number 44 and number 45. One leads to the other. Spirit wants you to start thinking about this, Aquarius, about where you're headed next. And I have a feeling that the Aquariuses that I'm speaking to, some of you are with a person that you might need to let go. But others of you, I feel like you're completely single. But I don't think you've turned your back to the past. That's what I have for you for the year 2022 outlook on love. I hope you enjoyed this reading, Aquarius. If you did, leave me a comment down below. Let me know. Hit the like button and subscribe so you can see more readings from me. And I will see you all in another video very soon. Take care.